Hello and welcome to this lunchtime talk. Today's topic is simultaneous editing on BlueSpice Wiki, a feature that we want to introduce with the 4.5 release, which is scheduled for this summer. I want to give you a quick introduction of what this means, what it will look like, and there will also be a demo. So I will start with sharing my screen. I have just a few slides here that I want to show you. We're going to look at what simultaneous editing means, where it comes from, and what the current state is. And then we want to have a look. We want to have a demo and see what it looks and feels like. And last but not least, we can talk about potential use cases. So first of all, collaborative editing or simultaneously editing, as it would be named better, is when multiple people work at the same time at the same document and see each other's changes and can interact with each other. So currently, if 2 or more people edit the same page in the wiki at the same time, they will cause edit conflicts in the end, because the last one that saves will need to adapt his changes to the changes that somebody else did, for example. The simultaneous editing changes this because the same wiki page, the same document can be edited in real time simultaneously from multiple browsers, from multiple clients, and they can create the document together. This is some approach that other applications also are following. So for example, the Microsoft Word Online or Google Docs feature similar functionalities. And now this also gets to be available in BlueSpice. Especially if you're in modern working world where we have remote teams, this is a very useful function because it allows people to join in and to even better collaborate on the content. Also, it's a lot of fun to do that. Where does this editing or the underlying technology come from, and what are the implications of that? First of all, the simultaneous editing has been tried out and tested by the Wikimedia Foundation in the past. The Wikimedia Foundation, that is the organization that is responsible for the Wikipedia projects. And they also basically tried if it was possible to allow collaborative editing or simultaneous editing on the Wikipedia, but they found that there are some conceptual issues that they could not solve, especially the question, for example, who edited or which part of the page. So in the Wikipedia, it is very important that every edit stands for its own and can be clearly attributed to one single person. If you have collaborative editing, so simultaneous editing, this changes. You cannot clearly say anymore who changed which parts of the document, who is actually to be credited for some contribution. This is especially true as the storage format, the underlying storage format wiki text, is not affected by the simultaneous edit. So it is still wiki text. It is a plain and simple text format, very easy to learn, very easy to understand, but it also lacks features to, let's say, store who changed which part of the document. Also, there are some other questions that needed to be answered, like who is in control of saving or discarding changes, for example, and how to deal with undetected changes. Like if it's a long document, somebody may change things in a place that are not even in your viewport, that are not visible to you because you have scrolled into another position. Now, the Hallo Welt team looked up the implementation of this project and did some experiments with it, and we came to the conclusion that the advantages of this technology are much greater than the disadvantages. Obviously, there are some issues here, but in the business world or in main use cases of BlueSpice, they are not that problematic. Like, for example, the question who has actually added which part of a document just isn't that important. If you're just taking minutes, let's say on the wiki, meeting minutes, then it's not really important who added something. It's more important that people can efficiently work together and have a good experience doing that. So that's why we decided to adopt this feature and to develop it further. And the result of this development I want to demo to you, I would want to show you to you. We applied quite some changes to the original implementation. So we changed some behavior of the implementation and made it more accessible, more easy to use in the end. And now, yeah, let's have a look at this. So first of all, you can see there are two browser windows opened in parallel. I have logged into the same application, to the same wiki, with two different users. One is my Robert user here, and the other one is a Jane Doe user, which I've logged in, and I've navigated to the same page, Lunchtime Talk in this case. And if we now look at the edit button, you can see there is a new entry in this menu, which is edit together. So the first three, these are classic modes, basically. We can create or use the source mode. We can even add a new section. And this new one, this is the edit together mode, which brings us into an edit interface that allows other people to join. At a first glance, this looks pretty similar to the original Visual Editor. It behaves in the same way. It features the same tools, but there's some smaller differences, like a couple of buttons here on the right side, which I'm going to explain in a minute. So as the other user, I can just navigate to this page. I've just redotted to show that I'm going to be presented with a message that there is already an editing happening, an edit session happening. And now I can only use the edit together. I have no possibility anymore to use any other classic edit mode, because this would also lead to edit conflicts, and I want to prevent that. So if there is a session running already, we can just join in, and here we go. You can see there's a notification coming up that Jane has entered my session, and now Jane can also do her edits, and it is automatically reflected on the other browser, as you can see. You can also see the colored cursors. You can see this is Jane's cursor, while this is my cursor. So this gives us information about where the other people are working. Also, selections are highlighted and visible, so people can actually see what others are doing at the moment. All the features of Visual Editor still work. So I can still use the regular shortcuts, the regular tools to insert lists or tables, or even templates and images. I want to quickly demonstrate this by just putting in a droplet. This is the new droplet dialog, and I can just select the droplet from the list, insert it. As you can see, nothing has changed yet. So here on the left side, there is nothing has happened, but that is just because I haven't inserted this box at all. I still need to do that. I can still cancel this and it will not go into the document. But if I enter something and I insert it, I can see it is in real time reflected on the other side. And here I can also now apply changes to that. I can just go ahead and change some parameters. And again, these changes are also reflected back to all the other clients. The same is true for, let's say, uploading images or creating tables. I just want to give a quick demo regarding that upload. So here I'm going to drag and drop a file in it. You can see it detects the drop event. I'm going to insert this, and at the moment it is inserted into the document, it will show up on both sides. Also, again, changes will be reflected in real time. That's mainly all. Let's quickly talk about some special things in the simultaneous editing. So the leave and the save buttons up here are different. For example, I can at any time just leave a session. To leave, and you can see the page has not been saved in the meantime. There is just still no page with this name, but I can at any time rejoin this session. Here I'm again. I can also delete or discard the changes. By the way, this dialog will probably change a little bit until the final release. So this delete button actually means we're going to throw away all the changes we did. This is a completely valid case. And if I do that, everybody that is in the session will be thrown out of the session, and the session will be deleted completely without leaving a trace here. But obviously, I can also save the page, and save will do exactly this. It will store the page in the database of the wiki, but it will also close the session for all participants. So if I click save here, you can see on the other window, there's just a message saying, okay, the session has been closed. I'm forced to leave the session, and then I'm seeing this new document here. So that's almost all. There is one additional thing that I would want to show, that is the copy link invitation button that we have here. It allows you to easily invite somebody else into a session by just clicking it. You get a link copied to the clipboard. You can paste that link, for example, into a chat like Slack or whatever. And when your user clicks the link, they will automatically enter the edit session. So let's, for example, now if I do some changes, I can also discard them, and they were actually discarded. They are gone. In the history view, we currently have 2 columns. Here we can see it. It says changed by me, and there are additional editors. In the final release, this will probably change. We will join those 2 columns into one and only have one full list of editors that have participated, of people that have participated in the collaboration session. Okay, now I think that's it mainly for the demo. Let's get back to our slides quickly, and we can talk about the use cases. Some of them have already been mentioned, or most of them actually. So first of all, we get rid of edit conflicts with this. This is a very good thing. So people will just join an existing or running session without the danger of creating some edit conflict. This is also why we think about making the edit together mode the default mode. This may not be in the first release, but it is something that may be in there in the future. Besides that, one of the most common use cases will probably be meeting minutes. So this is something that is already done by many people. If they do a meeting and they want to create minutes in a collaborative way, they use some tool like, let's say, Etherpad or something. Then they type in there, and then they store the final minutes in the wiki, for example. And this can now be done directly into in the wiki without using another tool. Also, there's a good use case for using this tool is the draft mechanism. So, as I just said, you can leave the session without saving, which means you can keep an edit open without being part of the wiki database, without being persisted to the wiki. Everybody can leave the session. Even the last user can leave the session. The session will stay there. It is persistent until you enter it and save and close the session. So this can also be used as some kind of a drafting mechanism. So the sessions stay open and keep all the changes that you might have done to them. Yeah. And I think that's it for now. I'd like to thank you for attending. And I guess now we can answer questions if you have any, or discuss use cases that you might have in mind.